Hello and welcome to another exciting night of Panther basketball live on OCA Media Sports, your home for Panther sports. I'm Luke Marx, alongside me is Cole Krueger, and we're here to bring you another action-packed game here on OCA Media Sports. Tonight, your Panthers take on the Greenfield Hawks, coming off of a tough loss over in Beaver Dam. Before we get too far into this one, we'd like to thank our sponsors who make this OCA Media Sports exclusive broadcast possible. With their generous support, the Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club, doing great things for all Panther sports. Your membership dues directly support our student athletes. Consider becoming a booster today. Oregon Area Cares Community Coalition, parenting teens is hard, we are here to help. OregonAreaCares.org. And by Culvers of Oregon, Stoughton Health, and your local pizza pit. We'd like to welcome Wisco Industries to our family of sponsors, a proud supporter of Panther sports, celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024. Taurus Insurance is our scoreboard sponsor, specializing in personal, business, and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. Well, with 7.5 minutes until tip, we bring in assistant coach, JV coach Brandon Blanke for another pregame interview. Coach, it's been a minute.
Yes, it has. I'm excited to be up here.
Congratulations on the win just now, skating out one there against the JV Hawks. It was a tough one, battled back. Congrats.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So now as we look ahead to our varsity game, of course, the Panthers coming off of a loss against Beaver Dam in a big conference game, which means that they will be playing McFarland in the Badger Challenge. What were your thoughts on that one, and what do you want to see change in tonight's matchup versus Greenfield?
Greenfield's a tough team, and they get downhill and they all can shoot it really well. So it'll be a tough test for us, and we're excited for it.
Yeah, and on Greenfield, who do you expect to stand out? Is there anybody who you expect to really give you a tough time tonight?
Well, Dahir, number 10, is solid. He's super fast, get downhill. 2, Jahari is solid as well. They got guys who shoot it really well. Be ready for Azon to come in off the bench and be ready to shoot at all times.
Yeah, of course, as you said, this team will shoot the heck out of the basketball. A very big roster, a lot of players on this team that they're carrying. And they beat you guys last year, looking to get one back this time. They graduated a lot of their best players. To hear the main one that I remember from returning from last year. So we'll see what he brings tonight. And for the Panthers, it's been a interesting go of it the last couple of weeks. It's been you guys won the tournament, the Christmas tournament, went 2-0 in that. Then you had a game canceled against the Forest, was a little bit of adversity there. Then you went to Beaver Dam, and you had 2 games straight canceled, actually. Edgewood as well, which will be rescheduled. We'll have that one on for you on OCA Media in a couple weeks. And then that loss to Beaver Dam. So your first home game in a while. Do you expect, what do you expect, from the Panthers in this one and their first home game in like almost a month?
I expect a lot of energy out of us. I'm really excited for us to take the home floor again. Got them coached up a little bit. Greenfield knows us like the back of their hand. Coach DePauw is a really good coach and a friend. Really good guy, really good coach. Just knows our team really well. So we're going to see some interesting stuff from them. And we know Greenfield really well as well. So we're excited to kind of match up with them and see what we can do for them.
Well, Coach, that's all I have for you. Thank you again. Congrats on the JVW, and let's go get one here in varsity.
Thank you. Go Panthers.
Now I can welcome in the other half of our broadcast crew here, Cole Krueger, the man himself, the analyst, fresh off of the hockey broadcast. Panthers came out on the short end of the stick there against the Edgewood Crusaders. Cole, now over here in the basketball booth, what are you expecting to see from tonight both ways?
Well, I'm expecting a pretty good game. Both teams have pretty similar records. Panthers 7-5, Greenfield 7-3. But an interesting thing to watch out for is the Panthers have had a really weird and awkward start to the new year. They started out into Forest, where they got there. Game was postponed and canceled due to a broken hoop. So that was very odd. Then they've coming off 2 close losses against Sussex and Hamilton and Beaver Dam. So they're trying to get back on the right track here tonight.
Yeah, Cole got a put the right foot forward here, get back on track and back to the winning ways, which we saw very prevalent in the end of 2023. Won quite a few games, strung some wins together, got to the top half of that Badger Conference. Of course, lost to Beaver Dam, which means that the Badger Challenge next week is going to be against McFarland. I was hoping personally for the Mount Horeb matchup, which would have been able to happen if the Panthers got a W, but we'll see again the second time the Panthers take on the McFarland Spartans this year. That Caden Westfall, Ben Forbes-led team, and looking forward to that one again. We'll see if a couple of their guys are more healthy this time around and how that one will match up, but we're here to watch this one between Greenfield and Oregon. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Greenfield's got a couple guys that do a lot of things really well, bring a lot to the table, and we're going to see what they can do to combat this Vaughn Carvela-led Panthers team and how the Panthers, what they'll bring to the table. Kreckman, I remember Henry's telling me trying to get back on track, struggled a little bit in that holiday tournament, but starting to get right back on the track to where he was. Of course, leads the conference in rebounding and just right up on top there with JT Call of Beaver Dam in assists. And Henry, a big player for this Panthers team, one of two senior leader captains for this team. Him and Grant Wallenk, the two senior captains for this team. We'll see if Henry can find himself in a big one here tonight for the Panthers against a relatively small Greenfield team. Tallest player listed at 6'4", actually I should say 6'5", only 3 guys above that 6'2", 6'3" threshold. So, you know, a shorter team. We'll see what the Panthers can do to break that down with Vaughn and Henry and Grant.
Yeah, I couldn't, sorry to cut you off, Luke, but I couldn't agree more. Just looking at Greenfield's roster, like you said, not the tallest team. The Panthers tend to match up against, or match up well, I should say, against a lot of the smaller teams. And just to piggyback off what you said, Grant Wolink and Henry Kreckman should get back on track tonight.
Yeah, you know, Greenfield, they, you know, of their bigs and relatively everyone on their team, they really all tend to play like guards and wings. They don't have a true center. Their tallest player, Azon Juarez Quinn, is a 6'5" wing who tends to play more in that guard to wing style rather than a big man, and no true like total rebounding enforcer on this team. So we'll see how that matches them up with a player like Henry Kreckman, who is more of that enforcer style. Of course, has been a guard his whole life. That growth spurt in the last 9 or 10 months has led him to now be the #1 rebounder in the conference, and we'll see what he, as well as Grant Wallenk, who's more of a big body for this team, probably the heaviest player on the team, maybe him or Will Schmidt. We'll see what they bring to the table here in this one, and we will send it over now to our PA announcer for the opening statements.
Welcome to Oregon High School for tonight's non-conference matchup between the Greenfield Hawks and your Oregon Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor America, would you please rise, if able, remove your hats, and join in singing our national anthem. Greenfield High School, Oregon High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. On behalf of Oregon Athletic Director Brittany Spencer Grant, good luck to all coaches and competitors. We hope everyone will enjoy tonight's event in the spirit of positive sportsmanship. Thank you to tonight's officials, Rich Fraunheiser, Jeremy Kautza, and Tim Shaw. Thank you for your continued efforts in supporting high school athletics. And now, here are your starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Greenfield. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 2, Jahari King. At guard, a 6'1 senior, number 3, Elijah Ferguson. At forward, a 6'3 junior, number 5, Mason Stieber-Pinter. At guard, a 5'11 junior, number 10, Dahir Abdullahi. And at forward, a 6'4 junior, number 11, Braden Seidler. The Hawks are coached by Ryan DePau. And now the starting lineup for your
Never freaking good thing, is it?
Sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulties from our PA mic. Starters for the Panthers, the same as they have been the last couple weeks. It's going to be Erfurth, Wallenk, Carvala, Diaz, and Kreckman. 3 seniors, 2 sophomores for these Panthers. Ryan Dins, that 6-man, started a lot of games, start the season. Caden Diaz's absence. Diaz has since worked back into that lineup, and looks as if we are ready for basketball here at Oregon High School. Carvala going to be doing that tip against Mason Stieber-Pinter, the 6'3 wing versus the 6'6 wing. Panthers and Hawks ready to go to battle. We are underway. Controlled by Greenfield. It's going to be Jahari King to start things off for the Hawks. Greenfield getting into that offense. Here's Abdullahi. He'll draw the matchup of Carvala. And a travel from Abdullahi.
Abdullahi leads this Greenfield team in points per game, scoring at will 16 points per game. He's had a great start to his year.
Very fast, shifty junior guard for this team. Here's Wallenk to receive it. He dumps it off to Carvala right away, and a travel as Carvala seemed to lose his footing as he was headed downhill toward that basket. We know Vaughn can attack and will attack the rim at will. But 2 travels to start out tonight. And another turnover, so 3 possessions, 3 turnovers. Abdullahi throws that one right off the side of the head of Braden Seidler. Now here comes Henry Kreckman. He'll dump off to Wallenk at the right wing. They went to a similar set for Carvala. Instead, this time he will not receive the pass. Ball swing back to Wallenk. He'll work left and hand to Diaz. Caden Diaz kicks in the corner for Kreckman. Now they find Wallenk again. He'll spot up from the left wing, and the first shot of the game is a miss. Erfurth, the follow on the offensive rebound, no good. And here come the Hustlin Hawks of Greenfield. Baseline drive is good. Mason Stieber-Pinter, the first points of the night as a 2-point lay is good. Baseline drive from Stieber-Pinter. Here's Wallenk, tries to fit that one inside to Erfurth. It's going to go off the hands out of bounds of Braden Seidler. It'll stay with Oregon.
We saw Wallenk take that 3 on the last possession. The Panthers have been chewing the 3 really well as of late. They need to get going here early.
Carvala the follow away off the inbounds pass, the set that Siebert loves to run. Getting Carvala a quick shot off the inbounds. Here's Abdullahi, spot up, triple no good. And the most prolific rebounder in the Badger Conference, Henry Kreckman, will come away with that one. Panthers back the other way. Dumping it off to Karvala is Kreckman. Karvala in trouble, bit of pressure. He fires a bullet at Grant Wallenk, who can't handle that one. Goes out of bounds, another turnover.
A lot of turnovers for both sides. It's just been a really messy game so far.
Couple of teams that have not played much these last couple of weeks with the inclement weather that Wisconsin, and namely southern Wisconsin, has been facing. Have to settle down here and get to work. Here's Abdullahi working on Karvala, the left hand, and a travel again. The third travel of the game already, and Abdullahi's second travel alone. Seems the Panthers will play through the point guard of Henry Kreckman today. Henry obviously has those guard skills that he's developed throughout his life. Now they dump it off to Kreckman. He's a great passer in his own right. Finds the back-cutting Grant Wallenk, and Panthers are gonna get themselves their first points of the night. Greenfield back at it here. It's Abdullahi working inside. Again, draws that Karvala matchup. And a drive inside. The lay is good in the finger roll. That's Elijah Ferguson through Caden Diaz. Here is Diaz. He'll dump off to Nolan Erfurth. Erfurth gonna work back to the top. Now he steps inside, finds Kreckman on the dump off. Kreckman in trouble, will just hand to Karvala. They hedge the screen there. Karvala now going through traffic and lays that one through. Tough make there for number 24 for the Panthers. Again, back the other way, it's Abdullahi. He'll hand to Jahari King. Straight up threes, no good off the shot clock. It'll be out of bounds. It'll go to Oregon. Jahari King's first shot attempt of the night. Another very talented scorer for these Hawks. We'll get that one into Karvala. ISO, he finds Diaz. Left wing, they go to Kreckman. Now Kreckman dumps off to Karvala. Again through traffic, cannot find the bottom of the bucket for that one. Nolan Erfurth, his second offensive board. Will find Wallenk, who lays it in.
Nolan Erfurth, great job on the boards to start this game, especially on the offensive end.
Jahari King tries to go through Erfurth there. We know that's not a great option for most guards, as Erfurth, a great defender, making King very uncomfortable there. Here's Karvala. A triple is good. Vaughn Karvala, 9-4 is the Panther lead, as he now has 5. Here's Abdullahi missing on that three-point attempt. Erfurth comes up with it. Back again come the Panthers, looking to get another basket. It's Diaz. He'll try his first shot of the game. It's good. Caden Diaz, one of, if not the best pure shooters on this Panther basketball team, making the Hawks pay.
Caden Diaz shooting 44% from three, leads the team, like you said, Luke.
And that's going to be a foul against Karvala, as Abdullahi cut into the hole. Will get rewarded for his efforts with 2 free throws. Hawks got to do a little better job getting back in transition. Diaz found the hole in the defense and got a wide open look from 3. He did not miss. Abdullahi puts through the first. Couple of subs going to be here for Greenfield. It's going to be Ferguson and Seidler checking out of the game. In for them is Azon Juarez Quinn, along with number 14, Spencer Bauer. Abdullahi puts both free throws through, so score is 12-6 in favor of the home side here. It's Wallenk. He'll work on Juarez Quinn. Now Wallenk cutting to the hoop is blocked away. Here comes Abdullahi in transition, working through traffic. A tough left-handed finish is no good. Couple of players fighting for it. Diaz keeping his hands on it will force the jump ball, and it's going to be Panther basketball. Very quick transition take there for Abdullahi, cut into the hole. Couldn't quite get that one to go. Panthers a good recovery on the defensive end. Here's Diaz, works inside, tried to dump it off to Kreckman. Eventually did come up with it, but just for a second as it was poked away. Now through traffic in transition. What a pass from Jahari King. Finds Spencer Bauer for 2. Here comes Wallenk. He dumps off to Carvala, who finds that one through to Erfurth. Carvala going to try a 3. This time no good. Kreckman cannot come up with the rebound. Here's Abdullahi in transition. Tries a 3. This time no good. Kreckman will collect the rebound and bring it back for Oregon.
Abdullahi off from 3 so far. I believe that he's now 0 for 3 to start this one.
Kreckman in a bit of trouble. He'll hand off to Caden Diaz, who will just cut to the rack. Cannot quite get the finish. Rebound still being contested. Diaz comes up with it and lays it home.
Way to stick with it by Caden Diaz.
Not giving up on the play even for a second. Caden Diaz rewarded for his efforts with 2 points on the Tourist Insurance scoreboard. Now open in the corner is Juarez Quinn, but a rough miss there is collected by Kreckman. In transition, it's Erfurth who loses, somehow regains the loose ball. Now Kreckman in trouble. 4 Hustlin Hawks defenders on him. Erfurth with a timeout. Panthers. A scrum for the basketball there ends in a Panther timeout with 11:47 to go in the first half. It is 14-8. A quick start to this one. Lots of shots being put up, lots of turnovers. Not much we haven't seen so far in this game.
I think if you're the Panthers, this is a pretty good start for you. This is what you wanted. You know, you're on a 2-game slide, and you come out shooting the ball well. Good thing, good thing to see for them.
Yeah, Cole, absolutely there. As Diaz and Carvala both connecting on 3s early. 2 players the Panthers love to see shooting at will, both knocking down triples.
And ever since that winter tournament, Von Carvala has really flipped the switch and has been finally starting to nail down some of those 3s that he lacked early on in the season.
Yeah, no, and you can't ask for much more from that for Vaughn. He really struggled from beyond the arc to start the season, shooting a measly 17% from 3. But as you said, ever since that Christmas tournament and even the MG game the weekend before that, just has completely turned it around.
Yep.
Shooting lights out from beyond the arc. Most of his scoring at this point coming more from beyond the arc or on those cuts, and the occasional slam that we see for number 24 for these Panthers. We're back to play here as Wallenk receives the first inbound. He'll hand to Mason Hoffer. Hoffer works left, dumps off to Ryan Dins, who's also getting his first minutes of the night. Dins in trouble. Loose ball, and it's going to be fought for. Dins still in trouble, and a jump ball finally there as Jahari King and Mason Hoffer end up with both of their hands on the basketball. This time the jump ball will go to Greenfield, and it's going to be Hamza Hassan taking the inbounds and giving right back to Jahari King. Abdullahi will sit for the first time off the timeout. Should have probably been a double dribble there, but they say loose ball here, number 3 for Quinn, no good. Quinn showing no signs of stopping from shooting those 3s, but probably not the shot that they want to see from him as he's their tallest player, and a miss there from King on the mid-range jumper. Rebound collected by Hoffer. Distributed to Carvala. He'll work through traffic and is fouled as the ball slipped out of his hands. Gonna get Spencer Bauer on the infraction. Kreckman will check back in here. So a quick rest for him. Nolan Erfurth going to take his first seat of the night. Hoffer will inbound here. Going to throw it over the top. Kreckman skies, collects, dishes to Carvala. 3 is good. On Carvala, another triple, courtesy of the pass from Henry Kreckman, continuing to fire assists at will. Trying to get it back ahead of JT Call for the conference lead in assists. Here's Quinn. He draws the matchup of Dins, throws that one. Probably not to the player he intended to. Hamza Hassan will collect. Going to give back to Jahari King here. King loses and will have to race out to the logo to regain the ball. Now he works inside. Carvala cannot come up with a block, but forces enough of a contest for a miss there from King. Back in transition, now the Panthers slow down, let traffic catch up. Kreckman works right hands to Carvilla. Another three for Vaughn, this time left it short. It'll be Greenfield basketball. Dahir Abdullahi into the game as well. Jaden Valdez. Jahari King and Spencer Bauer take a seat. Nolan Erfurth back in to shadow Abdullahi. Vaughn Carvilla earns his first rest of the night. Here is Abdullahi for the Hawks. 17-8 is the Panther lead. Clock now down below 10 minutes in the first half. Driving inside, Hamza Hassan will lay that one up no good, and that'll be off of Abdullahi out of bounds. Oregon basketball.
What a great start on the defensive end for the Panthers today. Just forcing Greenfield into a lot of tough shots, no open looks, and only 8 points for Greenfield to start this one.
Active all over the basketball court are the Panthers early. As you said, Cole, not allowing a single clean look. There's Kreckman at the right wing. He swings back to Hoffer, who will collect at the left wing, and a foul away from the play. Going to go against Greenfield. That's going to be against Hamza Hassan. Very, very clean game so far. Only 3 team fouls to the name of either team. He'll lob that one over top for Wallenk. He'll catch and receive. He'll now hand off to Hoffer at the right wing. Kreckman flashes. Now Hoffer loses. And Kreckman able to find the basketball. Now working through contact. High off the glass, no good. Rebound there for Steiber Pinter. Back the other way, it's Abdullahi. Goes baseline. Loses Erfurth and connects on the lay. Abdullahi uses a little bit of the shoulder. Gets Erfurth to fall back a couple steps. Creates enough space for a comfortable basket. That one, maybe a bit of a too much of a forced pass. Hoffer could not handle it. Steiber Pinter inside through contact. It's good. Tough make there through Wallenk and Kreckman. Now Dins in transition. Beats the Hawks back, but it's tipped away. Abdullahi, transition, no. Rough
Whiffs on that one.
Just completely missed out of the hand as he tried to slam it home.
Had a chance to bring Greenfield within 1 possession, but still a 5-point game.
Coach Ryan DePau not happy with that. Again in transition, this time Abdullahi will work through contact, is fouled by Erfurth. Nick Jacob and Vaughn Carvalho will check back in for Oregon. And for Greenfield, Elijah Ferguson back in for Hamza Hassan. 8:21 remaining in the first half of play. See the first of Nick Jacob tonight. Another sophomore for this Panther basketball team. Here's Quinn. Another spot-up triple is no good. Starts his night 0 for 3. Abdullahi on the cut off the offensive board. Carvalho this time will get the block. Abdullahi tips that one. Dins will let it go out of bounds. It'll stay with Oregon.
Greenfield has shot a lot of threes, I think 6 or 7 so far. And correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, have they made 1 or 0?
Threes?
Yeah, 3 so far.
Don't believe they've connected on a single three.
That's what I thought. Yeah, they've just been bricking all of them.
Diaz checks back in for Dins there. Off of the stoppage in play. Carvalho will set a screen. Now Diaz draws the double, finds Wallenk. Good look from 3 is no good. And the rebound is going to be caught by Azan Juarez Quinn. He will run in transition. Spinning on Erfurth. Will go baseline and is fouled by Erfurth. Other foul on the floor, this time Erfurth's second foul. Don't want to see Nolan getting in foul trouble early. Abdullahi will inbound there to Steiber Pinter. Now hand it back to Abdullahi. He works through traffic. Loses it in the paint. And coming up with it is Steiber Pinter. Carvalho blocks away that floater attempt from Jaden Valdez. Nick Jacob double dribble as Abdullahi getting in the way. Dahir Abdullahi, a clearly emotional player, plays with his heart in his sleeve. When he makes a mistake, he lets the gym know that he's not happy with himself, and kind of takes an extra second or two to snap back into things, which has cost the Hawks a couple times.
Yeah, it really has.
But Abdullahi, a very talented player, can recover, not going to stop shooting even for a second. Here he is, guarded by Carvala again. Now they swing right. The drive inside by Ferguson. He will kick it outside, and a three is good for Jaden Valdez. A bit of a awkward shot for him, but nonetheless it goes through, and Greenfield fighting back within one possession now. Here's Hoffer with it. He'll find Nick Jacob. The shooter for the Panthers, no good from the left wing. In transition, Abdullahi threw it a little bit too far. Ferguson did not quite have enough space. Carvala now loses again in transition with Ferguson. This time, the lay is good.
Panthers just need to slow down. That's like the 4th or 5th time they've just lost the ball out of their own hands. It's just, I don't know what's happening.
Same can be said for Greenfield. Both teams struggling, and again this time as Wallenk went for the back cut, Diaz threw it straight out of bounds. Timeout Panthers, as
much needed
Coach
timeout.
Siebert not happy with what he's seeing right now
and
from his fellas.
I don't blame him, Luke. Yeah.
Last couple of possessions have been measly at best for these Panthers.
Missed passes, ball just flying out of bounds, flying out of everybody's hands. It's, I mean, that's the reason why Greenfield's on this 9-0 run.
Yeah, it's been rather rough, to say the least. Coach Siebert obviously going to get his boys going on the timeout. We know they're going to respond, and we see, looks like Carson Hanneman going to take his first time into the game as Caden Diaz will get a rest. In for Greenfield, it's going to be number 11, Braden Seidler. Like he'll take the place of I believe it was Jahari King. Here is Ferguson, kicks to Abdullahi. Abdullahi through traffic, tried to dump that one inside, no avail, but it went off of a couple different Panthers, ping-ponging out of bounds. Diaz back into the game for Hoffer. He'll get his first rest. Now inside as Ferguson tried to dump it back out there to Jaden Valdez. Now Steiber-Pinter will dump off and find Seidler. Now back to Steiber-Pinter. He'll work on Wallenk. Kick out to the corner. The drive from Ferguson. Jacob is going to use the shoulder and push him out of bounds. So a foul on Jacob. Abdullahi will inbound there. Baseline out of bounds. They dump it off inside. Now Abdullahi gets a good look from the corner, no good. And another shot from three off the offensive board. Steiber-Pinter, a bad miss.
So many missed threes from Greenfield. That's the reason why this game is still tied.
Greenfield just one made three to their names. Here's Hanneman, he goes baseline and lays it in one. Number 20, the junior for the Panthers, Carson Hanneman, goes straight through Braden Seidler for the score and the foul.
Carson Hanneman has really only shot the three ball this year. Kind of the first time in a long time that we've seen him drive in, and what a finish, and he gets rewarded for it with the and one.
Jahari King back in for Steiber-Pinter. Henry Kreckman will take the place of Grant Wallenk, who gets his first rest of the night. And Hanneman, a pretty bad miss there from the free throw line. Panthers still out ahead by 2. Ferguson, a rough miss again for Greenfield from 3. Just cannot buy a shot from downtown. Here's Kreckman, gets in a bit of trouble. Will dump it off to Nicholas Jacob. He hands off to Diaz, dumping it inside to Hanneman. Now they hand back to Diaz at the left wing. He wants Carvala. Vaughn Carvala creating with the right hand, will lay it through. Vaughn Carvala, the first player in double digits Now with 10, Panthers lead is 4. Here's Jahari King with it. He'll dump off and find Valdez. Now they kick to Abdullahi, dump off to Ferguson. Ferguson forced to give back out the right corner to Seidler. Now the kick to the corner. Valdez's three is good. Seemingly the only player for these Hawks that can buy a bucket from three. Now 2 for 2, propelling Greenfield to stay in this one. It's Jaden Valdez, the junior guard, listed at 6 feet tall, connected on a couple triples. Timeout Greenfield there. Here comes Hanneman. He'll work on Abdullahi. He'll dump off to Diaz now. Diaz works inside. Couple of Hawks just kind of lost their matchup there off the give and go. And that's happened a lot this year. Caden Diaz just able to create space and get to the basket. Abdullahi passes that one through the baseline. Oh, Carson Hanneman just collapsing on Jahari King, and he is feeling that one. And Hanneman was just full steam ahead, jumped for the contest, and just
got caught off guard.
Went right through Jahari King. We see King and also Valdez take a seat. Steiber Pinter and Spencer Bauer into the game. And Kreckman tips that one, but catching his own inbounds passes. Spencer Bauer there. That is something you really see. Abdullahi, good pass inside of Steiber Pinter. He dumps it off, and Seidler misses, and rebound contested, eventually controlled by Kreckman. Here's Wallenk with it. Took the place of Nick Jacob off the timeout. Carvalho works left. Now finds Diaz. Diaz, left wing, kicks to Hanneman. Thought about a three, now dribbles inside. Finds Diaz, good look. It's good.
Great find by Carson Hanneman right there. Great setup.
Hanneman wheeling and dealing, finds Diaz for the triple. Here's Abdullahi, a deep three, no good. And again, Greenfield settling a bit early, trying to find looks that they're not exactly comfortable with. Maybe Greenfield basketball there.
Yeah, Abdullahi now, I believe, 0 for 5 from 3. He's just shot chucking at this point.
Hamza Hassan and Aizan Juarez Quinn back into the game. Going to take the place of Elijah Ferguson and Braden Seidler. Here is Juarez Quinn. He'll be guarded by Caden Diaz. The hand is to Abdullahi. He gives right back to Quinn. Quinn cut into the hoop. Cannot score, and a rebound was caught by Mason Steiber Pinter, but as he fell to the floor through the contact of Wallenk, lost it out of bounds. Ryan Dins into the game for Carson Hanneman. Diaz will work with it past Abdullahi. The kick to the corner for Wallenk. Now they find Carvalho. Carvalho going to try a triple. No good. Dins contesting for the rebound. Finds Diaz. Step back triple. Bang! Caden Diaz. Ice in his veins. Now leading all scorers with 13. Better believe it for the Panthers, number 5. Here's Steiber Pinter working through contact, travels. Wallenk pulled the chair a little bit in a mistake, as Coach Ryan DePau is not happy with what he's seeing from his Hawks right now.
Yeah, all game he's just been really animated on the sideline. His team's just really not playing their best game right now.
You know, and I can't blame him. At this point, you just got to stop Shot chuck it and find your shot. Diaz again, this time no good. Off back iron. Here comes Abdullahi. He'll slow down, traffic will catch up. They find Quinn. Juarez Quinn works inside, steps through Diaz, and another rough miss. Again, Panthers just, Carvala caught an elbow from Stieber Pinter. Again, as I was saying, these Panthers just making every shot the Hawks take a tough one. Jahari King back into the game, good to see that he's okay. Same with Valdez as Juarez Quinn and Stieber Pinter take a seat. Kreckman took Hanneman's place, inbounds there, finds Carvala. Now the dump off back to Hanneman, he loses, finds Dins. Diaz, corner, 3-ball, you better believe it! Caden Diaz, his, I believe, 4th 3 of the first half, 16 points to lead the way for Oregon.
Showing why he is the best three-point shooter on this roster.
Abdullahi through contact, Carvala rejection. Abdullahi catches his own miss, finds Jahari King, who works through Diaz. King to the basket, count it. Timeout Greenfield as Coach DePau will get his boys a quick breather, down 10, minute 40 to go in the first half. And these two coaches, Siebert and DePau, very good friends. They know each other super well. They know how each other coaches. They know how each other likes to see their teams play. And right now, Siebert out-dueling DePau as the Panthers lead by 10. Panthers about the best first half you could really ask for, other than like a couple of sloppy turnovers, which, you know, they have now found the last couple minutes just shutting those down. They've played a really, really smooth first half here as Nick Jacob will check in for Grant Wallenk off the timeout. Dins will inbound. Press come from Greenfield. They get it into Jacob. He'll work on Hamza Hassan. Jacob loses Hassan. Now Hassan will recover. Ooh, Dins just keeping it in. Odell Beckham over there in the corner as Carvala rack attack. Fouled there by Spencer Bauer. Wallenk will come check in here as Carvala shoots two. Well, Vaughn Carvala started the season with an absurd amount of free throws in the first couple of games. At one point was number 5 in the state. Now Carvala, in the last month or so, I would say, since December started, not really what we've seen from him. Of course, has definitely gotten to the line, but not at the rate that he did. So here's Carvala looking to connect on the second after connecting on the first. We see Caden Dixon with some first half minutes. As I say it, a miss from Carvala. Collects the loose ball, now does lose it. In transition, Wallenk and Carvala! Oh, a goaltend. Count the basket. Pinned it off the glass. But they count the basket for Valdez. That was probably Carvala's best block of the year, and he has had quite a few.
Yeah, he has 2 today already. That would have been his
3,
third.
actually.
Oh, that would have been his 4th.
Diaz back into the game. Takes Kreckman's place. Dump off to Caden Dixon. Dixon will work through contact, loses the ball. Now battling for it with a couple of Hawks. Greenfield does end up coming away with it there as Abdullah. He strips Dixon. Now Jahari King in transition. Caden Dixon walling up. Hamza Hassan loses. Here goes Caden Dixon in transition to Carvala. Carvala, one dribble. Right hand is good.
Good job by Ryan Dins to get on the floor, give it to Dixon, and a little 2-on-1 going back. Easy basket.
And Abdullahi to the basket this time, up and under. Smart play there. You don't want to leave that one up to Von Carvala for another glass cleaning block. This time the up and under gets him a couple points. Here's Diaz with down to 24 seconds. Dumps off to Dixon, wide open. The back cut, left-handed lay is no good. Gets his own rebound. A cutting Diaz, right-handed lay, no good. Dixon again skies for it. Again, this time can't come up with it. Hits the deck. Here goes Jahari King. Carvala skies for the block, can't come up with it. Clock down to 7 seconds as Walling throws it ahead. Hamza Hassan comes up with it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Hassan, half-court shot, way too strong. Over the top of the backboard, and a hectic end of the half here at Oregon High School will bring us a 35-26 Panther lead as we go to break. Welcome back in here at half number 2 at Oregon High School as your Panthers lead by 9 coming out of the break, 35-26. Just what the doctor ordered. And before we get into our second half, we'd like to again thank our sponsors who help make this OCA Media Sports exclusive broadcast possible with their generous support. The Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club, doing great things for all Panther sports. Your membership dues directly support our student athletes. Consider becoming a booster today. Oregon Area Cares Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. OregonAreaCares.org. By Culver's of Oregon, Stoughton Health, and your local pizza pit. We'd again like to welcome Wisco Industries to our family of sponsors, a proud supporter of Panther sports, celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024. Source Insurance, again, is our scoreboard sponsor, specializing in personal, business, and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. Well, it is half number 2. A wild start to this one. All over the place. This game has just had so many things, so many good shots, so many turnovers, so many crazy moments. And that was just the first half. So, you know, it should be a very exciting second half. We'll see how Greenfield is if they get back into this one after the Panthers can run away with it. We'll see how Coach DePau and Coach Siebert in their great friendship battle it out here in half number 2. Two good teams, one from the Madison area, one from the Milwaukee area, have had a shaky last couple weeks because of the inclement weather. Only played a couple times since the new year has started. Of course, Panthers 0-2 in the new year, trying to find their first win in 2024. Courtesy of Greenfield. Cole, what are you expecting to see in our second half?
Well, I look to Caden Diaz. I think that he's just going to keep piling on. 16 points up on that Toro Horse scoreboard for him. He's been shooting the ball lights out, and so have the Panthers. And that's a big reason why they're up 9, is because they're making their threes and Greenfield isn't.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hawks have just been dreadful from beyond the arc.
Yes. I believe
like 2 for
10,
20.
2 for 11.
It's been terrible. Dahir Abdullahi 0 for 5 in his own right. The only Hawk who has made a 3 is Jaden Valdez. He's got 2. Uncomfortable shot for him or not, he's knocking down a couple of 3s, and he is keeping the Hawks from a large deficit.
Yes.
I think the Greenfield Hawks can say they're lucky to be down 9 at this point. Panthers have been playing mostly soundly. A couple of turnovers, a couple sloppy possessions, but rather soundly throughout.
I think they just got to keep building off the final 5 or 6 minutes or so. That's when they really started to kind of come together as a team. They played really well down the stretch defensively and offensively. Caden Diaz made a couple of those big 3s kind of late in the first half, and I expect them to build up on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Caden leads all scorers with 16, leading, and then Carvalho with 13. So other than those two, no Panther above 4 points.
Yeah.
Henry Kreckman still yet to get in the board.
Carvalho and Diaz, 29 of the Panthers' 35 points.
Again, it's not really Henry's role to score. He's obviously been a great rebounder and a great passer for this team. We've seen that again today, so, here is Henry. He'll dump off to Wallink. Grant Wallink started this game on 4 points, has not scored since about the 15-minute mark. Carvalho will get to the rack for 2. Starting the second half the same way he had the first. Vaughn Carvalho up to 15 now. Here's Steiber Pinter. He'll go baseline through Wallink. Forced to give it back out to Abdullahi. He'll drive from the right wing, spinning on Carvalho. Dump off to Steiber Pinter. Finally handles the basketball. Dumps it back outside now to Abdullahi, who will reset, driving on Carvalho through contact. Carvalho fouls and 1. Count the bucket for Dahir Abdullahi. 3-point play loading for number 10 of Greenfield. Got to the basket. Carvalho did not stay vertical, and Dahir Abdullahi finished.
Well, despite Abdullahi's struggles from 3, when he attacks the rack, he is highly proficient.
Here's the free throw, 2 for 2 so far. Misses that time. Rebound for Kreckman. He'll dump to Wallach. Now Grant will set it back up. Two-man game here. Dump off to Carvala, who is going to slam it home. Carvala catches in that dunker's spot and puts it down over Stieber Pinter. Can't hang. Here is King. Now finds Stieber Pinter. Wallenk bails out as Stieber Pinter cuts and finishes.
It's a good find by Abdullahi, passing up the 3, finding his man down low for the easy 2.
Unselfish there for the Greenfield point guard. Here is Carvala. The first 4 points of the half for the Panthers. No good that time. Rebound for Diaz, who's going to get an easy lay. Again, Panthers not giving up on any of these shots. Multiple second and third chance points. Foul there before the shot, I believe.
Yeah, Luke, I was just going to mention how the Panthers have been really active on the offensive glass tonight, and it's not just their forwards and Kreckman. I was going to say Diaz, Erfurth, and Dins have all gotten a couple rebounds to their name.
Very athletic Panther team. Ryan Dins just can get so high in the air. Nolan Erfurth tracking down loose balls. Caden Diaz is great at catching and putting right back up. Great at maneuvering his arms to get tough makes, and a bad miss there from Jahari King. The follow from Abdullahi is good. So as we talk about active on the offensive glass, the second chance points for the Hawks there. Here's Crackman going downhill, finds Erfurth. Erfurth will dump back outside. Dins, quiet so far, knocks through a triple. Ryan Dins, his first points of the night coming in form of a 3 from the top of the key. Here's Abdullah, he dumps off to Stieber Pinter, who misses the 3 again. Another
struggles
missed
continue.
Triple for Greenfield. Crackman in transition, courtesy of Carvala, finds a wide open Diaz. That time it's good. Cannot leave Caden Diaz that open in transition. Up to 21 points. Here's Stieber Pinter. He'll work to find Jahari King in the corner. King will swing back to Abdullahi, pull up from the mid-range. It'll be a 2 if it goes, no good. Kreckman again skies for the rebound. And Henry Kreckman just so prolific on the glass on either end of the floor. You can just see why he leads the Badger Conference in rebounds. Here is Kreckman, he'll dump off to Carvala. Now they go to the corner for Erfurth. Now Din's gonna step out for a 3. This time leaves it short, but Carvala, the putback is good. Again, put back Panthers. It is a 17-point lead. Panthers have scored 9 straight. Now in transition, a lob ahead to Carvala. Ooh, is gonna lose that one. Jahari King got in the way. Dins comes up with a loose ball after a couple different tips. Diaz, I should say, loses it. Again, now the ball is loose as Abdullahi's all over it. Kreckman eventually comes up with it. Now Erfurth through traffic, again loses it, finds Carvala. Carvala's 3 off the glass, no good. Another time for a rebound, but Dins fouls to here Abdullahi. Man, another wild
possession. I was gonna say the same thing.
So much going on, it's hard to keep up.
No one can just corral the ball, really. Everybody slipping out of their hands.
Bauer's going to check in there for Braden Seidler. Carvala and Diaz, the 2 highest scoring Panthers, already have combined for 40 points in this one. Going to be taken out by Nick Jacob and Grant Wallenk. Here's Stieber Pinter working through traffic, gets to the hoop and scores. Wallenk will work with that the right wing. He kicks to Kreckman, who will hand off to Jacob. Now Nick Jacob going to try a 3. Book it! Nick Jacob. This time for the Panthers, who are lights out from beyond the arc tonight. A tale of 2 teams tonight. Greenfield massively struggling, as you see it again, versus the Panthers, who've got to be shooting well north of 50% from 3 tonight. Abdullahi can't finish. Offensive board for a second for Ferguson, and a foul. I think it'll be against Henry Kreckman as Ferguson draws the contact.
Well, Luke, I look back to probably a week before that holiday tournament. The Panthers were shooting a measly like 22, 23% from 3 as a team. And since those 2 holiday games,
script has been flipped.
It has been flipped, exactly. They have just been lights out recently in their last few games.
A couple of guards check out for the Panthers as Dins and Erfurth hit the bench. King leaves that one too strong. Hoffer and Carvela back in. Here comes Mason Hoffer. We'll have to slow down. He'll find Nick Jacob. The kick to Kreckman. He'll swing to Wallink. Wallink in the corner will not have anything going. The dump off to Carvela. Good find. Great cut. Wallink to the cup for 2. Here's Stever Pinter again. He'll work right and hand off. Fake to Abdullahi. Now the kick Ferguson. His triple's no good. Again, Greenfield just a measly performance from beyond the arc. And a foul there.
Lid on the basket. Oh, my God. 2, just like
I don't
you
even
said.
think if there was a lid in the basket, it would affect anything. Most of these misses are brutal.
Yeah.
Ferguson will take a seat. Jahari King will take a seat. Into the game, it's going to be Azon Juarez Quinn, as well as Jaden Valdez, who has been the only Hawk with a 3 to his name the entire game. Here's Jacob again, a wide open corner 3. No good, and a travel. So that one will not affect the Panthers' 3-point percentage. Lucky for them because of a miss. Here comes Abdullahi again. Panthers now have pushed the lead to 20. Here is Stever Pinter working on Wallink. Will force it back out to Valdez. Now the kick is to Abdullahi. He drives, cut into the cup for 2. Tahir Abdullahi, really, he can score at will when he goes to that basket. He's a great player in the interior. Got to be smarter with where he's taking his shots. Gets a hold of Kreckman there and commits a foul.
Yeah, like you said, look, Abdullahi 0 for 5 from 3, but everywhere else from the field, he's been making his shots. He has 12 points.
He's an effective scorer. He's just got to pick the right spots.
Exactly.
Carvela skying, can't come up with it. Wallink still fighting for it. That'll go off Stever Pinter. It'll stay with Oregon. A couple of different players battling for it. Wallink and Stever Pinter have been all over each other this half. That one's going to be inbounded to Kreckman. Coach Siebert will set we'll call a set. Here's Carvela works with it. He spins, dumps to Kreckman, but traveled first as Valdez pulled the chair on him. 12-14 still to go. Just 6 minutes into our half. It has been all Oregon here in half number 2. Finally, Greenfield has a scorer in double digits. It's Tahir Abdullahi. Stever Pinter goes to the basket this time. Cannot get the mid-range to fall, and Henry Kreckman skies for the rebound. Here's Nick Jacob in transition. One dribble, pop it, no good. Hoffer battles for the board, cannot come up with it. It'll be Hawk basketball. Quick stop and pop there for Nick Jacob. I like the look, you know. Quick one dribble, gets the defender, take an extra step back. That's Nick's shot. You want him knocking down those threes. A pure shooter as that one's dumped off to Azon Juarez Quinn for 2. Abdullahi, that underhanded flip pass. Here's Kreckman in the right corner. He'll work back to the left. Wanted Wallink, finds Jacob instead. Now Hoffer, back to Jacob. Again, Nick Jacob's 3, no good. Jacob struggling a bit here now from beyond the arc. This time it's Jacob in the corner. Does not stop shooting. This time no good. Carvela battling for the board. Abdullahi will come up with it for Greenfield, however. In transition, he'll go to the basket. Now kicks to a good look there. Jaden Valdez, the triple.
I think he's made every 3 he's shot, but
yeah, he's 3 for 3.
looking like my jump shot.
Handoff there to Hoffer. Now Kreckman drives through contact, dumps it off to Nick Jacob. Jacob's got to create. He finds Kreckman in the corner. Kreckman is fouled that time by Spencer Bauer. Man, Harry Kreckman, he's one of those guys who gets roughed up a little bit, not usually rewarded for it. I often see him, you know, on the short end of the stick when it comes to getting calls that he probably should be getting, but
Yeah.
that time there is one. Nick Jacob will check out. Diaz back in. Kreckman quickly gets his first points of the night.
Tough shot, too.
Off the inbounds. Again, as you talked about, Panthers love that quick shot off the inbounds. whether it be Carvala, Kreckman, or somebody else. Diaz goes to the ground and it'll go off of his shoulder out of bounds. Greenfield's shortened the lead a little bit. It's down to 15 for Oregon. Erfurth gonna check back in. Wallenk takes a seat. Jahari King will come on in for the Hawks. Gonna take the place of Spencer Bauer. Inbound there goes to Abdullahi. He's cut to the basket. Ooh, that one just smacked away by Carvala. Hoffer through traffic. Left hand is good off the glass. Mason Hoffer able to take a breath after losing the ball and gets 2. Here's Jahari King with it. He works on Erfurth. That one as Azan Juarez Quinn just loses it. Abdullahi comes up with it. Now Juarez Quinn through traffic of Hoffer. It's good. Juarez Quinn listed at 6'5", Hoffer listed at 5'11". That's going to happen when you have that matchup. Diaz just to the rack. Kreckman offensive board, puts it back up and good. Timeout Greenfield. Diaz just went right in transition to the hole. Couldn't get it, didn't get a foul, but it didn't matter because Henry Kreckman just eats up the basketball off the glass and got that one back through for 2. Kreckman got to be well north of 10 rebounds. He's got to have 15 in this game. He's just grabbing everything that does not go through.
A thing that I like what the Panthers are doing is that they have a really balanced offense tonight. They're making a lot of their threes, which has obviously helped them grow this lead to 17, but they're also settling and working down low, which is something that they're very good at with Wallenk, and Diaz has been good driving to the basket, and Henry Kreckman over the last couple possessions finally starting to settle in.
Yeah, Panthers really just have had a great start to the second half. Nothing that cannot be said about the Panthers offensively in this game. I would agree, Cole. Back out of the timeout here. No changes for Oregon. Same for the Hawks. Actually, Hamza Hassan will check in out of the timeout. Takes the place there of Ferguson. Actually, Abdullahi out of the game now. Here is Steiber Pinter to the hole. Cannot get it to go. Kreckman battling for the rebound. It'll go to Oregon. So not a rebound, but again, Henry just right there when it comes to trying to get boards. Here's Hoffer with it. Kreckman dumps off to Carvala. Carvala will work through a couple defenders. Gets that one up, no good. His own rebound, and again, just 5 Greenfield Hawks on him. Has himself stripped this time. Here is King. Jahari King will kick to Steiber Pinter. Pinter will kick there, and the extra from Valdez to King. Steiber Pinter will walk into a 3. This time it's good. And the first Greenfield Hawk, not named Jaden Valdez, gets a 3. Here's Carvala, 1 of the 3. Instead goes to the hoop and gets it to go. A tough make with, again, multiple Greenfield Hawks on him.
With that bucket, Carvala now tied with Diaz with 21 points.
Again, Steiber Pinter, this time no good. Erfurth skies for the rebound. Loses his dribble, gives to Hoffer. Mason Hoffer kicks to Diaz. Diaz gonna walk into a comfortable 3 and put it through. Caden Diaz, get it anywhere you like on the floor. Caden Diaz is gonna knock that thing through. 24 points for number 5.
His 5th three-pointer of the game. What a absolute fantastic game by Caden Diaz.
Caden Diaz masterclass. Here is Hamza Hassan working on Hoffer. Has himself stripped by Kreckman. It'll shoot out of bounds. Couple subs here for Oregon. Dins, Hanneman, Wallenk. Abdullahi into the game there for Valdez. Kreckman, Hoffer, and Carvala take a seat. Now, the Panthers' highest scoring game this year is 72, and they are going to destroy that mark in this game.
It certainly
least they
looks like
should.
it.
Abdullahi is fouled on the way up by Dins, so 2 more free throws for number 10 of Greenfield. And then these two matched up last year, and Greenfield really blasted the Panthers. A very, very well-rounded, solid Panthers team, but the Panthers just got ran out of the gym by the Hawks last year. Here on OCA Media, actually, Desan Reed, who's now playing basketball at the, I believe, the D2 level, went off for like 33 points and led them to a win over Oregon. So this year, the Panthers looking to get their get back, and it looks like they're going to do just that. Abdullahi puts the front end through as Braden Seidler checks back in. That second is missed, but an offensive rebound there for Juarez Quinn. He finds a terrible looking shot from Jahari King, offensive board and a putback for Abdullahi. This time is fouled again, so a couple more free throws coming. Carvalho waiting to check back in. Another quick rest for the Panther sophomore. Front end is no good. Abdullahi now, I believe, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Erfurth takes a seat. Carvalho back in. Second now for Abdullahi. He'll go through. Here comes Dins. Ahead he'll go, he'll find Walling. Now the find is to Diaz. They dump it off inside. Carvalho can't control it. It'll go to Greenfield. Couple different players with their hands on it there. They elect that Vaughn Carvalho was the last to touch it. Here comes Abdullahi now. He hands to Quinn. Quinn, one jab step, now works inside through Diaz, is fouled. I don't know.
Looks like all ball to me.
I don't know about that one, but
Hawks
Juarez,
have
Quinn. They shot a lot of free throws,
Yeah.
especially in the second half. Panthers have also now put them in the bonus as the front end there goes all the way around. and
true
out.
ball don't lie moment.
Elijah Ferguson back into the game. Hamza Hassan will go. You know, for a guy who starts, Elijah Ferguson, we have not seen a ton of him tonight. Not a ton of minutes for a guy who is a starter for this Hawks basketball team. Wallenk will bring it up for Oregon. Coach Siebert calling a set out. Diaz flashes. They dump it off to him. Diaz's left-handed lay cannot go through. Here comes Jahari King through contact, and he lays it up and in through Dins.
Tough finish.
Now here comes Dins. He gets it ahead to Diaz. Caden Diaz is in a bit of trouble, needs to find somebody, and he finds it in the form of Hanneman. Hanneman works right, dumps off to Wallenk. They want to lob it inside to Carvalho, but he is being denied by Abdullahi. Here's Dins. Another good spot up. Triple is no good. Dins races for the board, but Ferguson comes up with it. Here come the Hawks again. That one in the corner, it's Quinn. He'll work through contact. Ooh, and lays it in. Uncomfortable looking shot there. Got a little bit off balance, but was able to control his body just enough to get that one to go through. Panther lead is now just 12. The Panthers have gone cold these last couple of minutes.
Yeah, but they led by as much as 20.
Here is Wallenk. He hands to Dins. Dins again thought about a triple. This time finds Hanneman. Here is Diaz. Needs a 3. That time a rather ugly miss. Wallenk did not go for the offensive board in the loose ball. Dins comes up with it. He's a bit shaken up, and the drive, King is fouled. Dins is shaken up. Needs a sub as 2 free throws will be coming here for Jahari King. Kreckman and Erfurth in, or at least will be in here in a second. Front end will fall. Dins and Hanneman out. Crackman and Erfurth in. That one will go through. Here is Wallenk to bring it ahead. Wallenk dumps off to Diaz, who has himself stripped. Wallenk does come up with the attempted pass from a Hawk, but a jump ball is forced. It'll go to Greenfield. Greenfield a chance to get the lead for the Panthers back within single digits.
Panthers starting to struggle here, led by as much as 20, no longer than probably 5 minutes ago, now within 10.
Yeah, rather rough last couple of possessions.
Yeah.
Abdullahi inside, spinning, is blocked again by Carvala.
Vaughn Carvala must have 6 or 7 blocks today.
Yeah, he has had quite a few. That one, this time again, will stay with Greenfield. Here come the Hawks with Juarez Quinn. He works left inside through traffic and lays it home. And the lead is 8 for Oregon now. Greenfield erasing a 20-point deficit. Panthers have not scored in a couple of minutes at least. Here is Crackman. He loses and regains, finds Erfurth. Now back to Crackman. The swing to Carvala. This is where the Panthers need Vaughn Carvala more than ever. It's Crackman who will miss the lay. Wallenk comes up with it, but it is taken away from him by Seidler. Back the other way is Juarez Quinn. He sizes up the defender. Ferguson's triple is good. And the lead is now 5 for Oregon, and the Hawks are fired up. Panthers, on the other hand, are quiet. The energy has completely shifted here at Oregon High School.
Well, Luke, I go back to last season, and it was right after the winter break, right after the new year, where the Panthers dropped a couple games where they led by a lot with not much to go, and they ended up blowing a couple games around this time
Racine
last year.
Case comes to mind.
Yeah, Racine Case, Edgewood. You would hate to see another one of those tonight.
Panthers got to just stay alive and survive here in this one. Got to just stave off this Greenfield comeback. Don't need to see a massive win, but need to see something. And, you know, I hate to say Caster curse, but when I brought up the Panthers breaking their scoring record for this season, they haven't scored since then, and it has been like now 5 minutes.
I think it's 3 or 4 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the blame on that one.
Panthers just need something positive. Even just a foul getting to themselves to the line would bring a little of that momentum back.
Absolutely.
Led by as much as 20, it is now a 5-point game.
Inbound there to Crackman. Panthers stay with their starting 5 on the floor. Here's Diaz left wing. They dump it off to Carvala. He works, dumps off to Wallenk. Wallenk in trouble, kicks back outside to Carvala. Stutter step through contact. Carvala lays it in. And just when the Panthers absolutely needed a bucket there, they got one. The drive inside. King has it poked away. That'll go off a Wallenk out of bounds. Juarez Quinn will inbound there. He gets it into Dahir Abdullahi. Screen comes. Seaver Pinter through Wallenk. Spins. Now dumps it out. Crackman just got a couple of fingertips on it. Now the dump off here. It's Abdullahi. Fakes the pass. Now works past Carvala. One-handed fake to kick back outside to Ferguson, who had a huge three to cut the Panther lead to 5. Dumps off. Abdullahi is fouled by Carvalho. I don't really know where there was a foul on that.
Yeah, I don't even think, I mean, he made a little contact, but it was barely anything.
Hardly, but Abdullahi now going to shoot 1 and 1.
Fouls 9-3.
Abdullahi puts the front end through.
Greenfield, like we mentioned earlier, Luke, has shot so many free throws down this stretch.
Yeah, absolutely, just plenty. Abdullahi's second now will miss. Rebound, battled for. Wallenk comes up with it, throws it off of Quinn out of bounds. It'll go to Oregon. Smart play there by the veteran, number 12 for Oregon. Keeping the ball with Oregon.
Great heads-up play, like you said.
That one will be given in to Erfurth. He'll bring it ahead on Juarez Quinn. They want Diaz. Here he is with it. Dump off to Erfurth on the cut. The left hand won't fall. Kreckman comes up with the rebound. Now Carvalho cutting to the hoop. The right hand is good. Big make there. Again, you can credit Henry Kreckman with the offensive rebound. Panthers just all over the glass on both ends. And a big one there for Kreckman as Juarez Quinn misses the three. This time Erfurth comes up with the rebound. In trouble, he finds Kreckman ahead. They go quickly to Carvalho. Ahead to Wallenk. Back to Carvalho, skying through the air. Couldn't handle the pass. Looking for a highlight reel play there. Clock down at 2:48. Panther lead is 8. Here comes Jahari King with it. He's guarded by Erfurth through contact. King is fouled. That time that probably was a foul.
Yes.
So King will shoot 2. Now that they are in double bonus. Front end for King is going to fall. Now Jahari King's second will go through. Here is Erfurth with it. He'll bring it ahead. Erfurth got to slow down. He'll find Diaz. Clock down at 2 minutes and 30. It's Kreckman with it. Left wing dump off to Diaz. He got open and was fouled by Ferguson. Foul on the floor there. They dump that one off. Diaz cannot finish. Rebound for Juarez Quinn. Here comes Abdullahi. He'll find Juarez Quinn with it. Quinn works left and will drive. And Kreckman swats it. Carvalho the rebound. A big possession there as Henry Kreckman comes up with the block. Clock down to 2 minutes. It's Diaz working with it. He lobs it inside. Wallenk the left hand and a big make.
Great find by Caden Diaz.
Gets the Panthers to 71 points. Here comes Jahari King through contact. The right hand won't go. Rebound goes to Wallenk. Ahead is Carvalho. He works through 3 defenders, goes to the hoop, lays it up with the right. No good offensive board. Putback is good, and the Panthers have 73, which is the new season high. Cut into the cup there is Stieber Pinter. He is stopped by Wallenk. Another drive from Abdullahi will just, that should have been a travel probably. I don't think anybody touched the ball, but Diaz eventually comes up with it for Oregon. Abdullahi pressuring the ball. They bring a couple defenders and a foul against Greenfield here. As the Panther lead is now 10. Greenfield their last to give, or I should say they have one more to give. Wallenk will inbound here for Oregon. They go to Kreckman. Stieber Pinter defends. Minute 13 to go. Hand off to Diaz. Now they dump off to Walling. He dumps off to Carvala. Carvala going to lay it in. Gets himself up to 29 points. Here's Abdullahi just going to try a three. Does not get it to go. And again off the backboard with it. Off the shot clock, I should say. Now the clock down to 50. The Panthers have a 12-point lead, so just the last couple of waning seconds have to come off of this clock to solidify this one as a Panther dub, their first of 2024. Here's Walling. He finds Kreckman. Now it's Carvala with it. Couple of players going to pass. Greenfield now brings pressure. It's Erfurth on the cut. Lays it up, but a foul first on the floor. That one was Greenfield's last to give.
Well, Luke, you got to look at if Greenfield, they missed probably about 15 to 23s today. If they would have just made 3 or 4 of them, this is a completely different ball game.
Yeah. Panthers, I think they played pretty solidly.
They did.
They didn't play a bad basketball game.
A little sloppy here and there.
Yeah. I think they really could have shut down Greenfield a little more.
Yes.
A couple less turnovers. The last 5 minutes, or I should say the middle 5 minutes, were rather poor for Oregon. Between 10 and 5 minutes to go in the game was kind of brutal, but it's okay. The Panthers are going to get a win, and a win is a win no matter how it comes. So a couple Panthers will check in here. As the starters will now sit. Tanner Bailey will await for shooter. We're going to have Noah Lazowski, Xander Lazowski, Hans Kisa, Zach Paulus, and Tanner Bailey will wait. Kreckman puts it through. So one more he's got to make now to take a rest. 76, Panthers again, a new season high for them. Scored 72 a couple times. There it is. Henry Kreckman will finish with 6 points, I should say. Probably around 7 or 8 assists and like 20 rebounds. Tanner Bailey now into the game. Drive from Juarez Quinn, leaves that one short. Stieber Pinter battling for it. Xander Lazowski comes up with it and travels. .7 to go now. Just a formality at this point for the Panthers. Going to get their first win of 2024, improved to 8-5 overall. Another non-conference game here as Juarez Quinn airballs the inevitably last shot of the game. Greenfield really just a rough three-point shooting game. And the Panthers are going to come away with one by a final of 77-63, which is just what you love to see.
Got a little scary there at the end.
Yeah, no, Panthers did a good job closing it out. Did a good job. Again, before we wrap up this exclusive live stream of Panther Sports and OCA Media, one last shout out to our sponsors, the Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon School District actively building competency, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club doing great things for all Panther sports. Your membership dues directly support our student athletes. Consider becoming a booster today. Oregon Area Cares Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. OregonAreaCares.org. By Culvers of Oregon, Stoughton Health, and your local pizza pit. We'd once again like to welcome Wisco Industries to our family of sponsors, a proud supporter of Panther sports, celebrating 75 years in 2024. Again, thank you to Toby Peterson. Alongside me is Cole Krueger. I have been Luke Marx. Thank you, guys. Have another great night. We'll have you back here, I believe, next Thursday as the Lady Panthers back in action. Now 16-0, the #1 ranked team in the state, be facing the Elkhorn Elks next Thursday. Have a great night, everyone.